Slide door right there. Yep. Warmer here than it is in Michigan, I can tell you that. Okay. Ready? That skittish deer. I know that the Nilgai are free range in this area. How did they actually get here? How long have they been here and so forth?
Well, they were turned loose on the King Ranch in 1936.
Okay.
I think they had a couple of pairs. The story varies from the first couple they bought from a traveling carnival, and then some they used to do trade with the India on cotton, so they brought some back over and basically just got out, and that was 1936, which they were released, I would say maybe 70 miles north of this ranch. So just from that little nucleus, they have twins every year, and the vegetation and the habitat is just great for them. So they just developed. I mean, if you can imagine, they had, once they got to 50,000, it was just like bloomed up after that.
And then it just keeps going. I didn't know they had twins every year.
Twins every year.
Every cow has twins every year.
Yeah, the heifers, not so much, but the cows, always. They may only raise one, but most of them may raise two.
If they've got enough feed and everything, then they can raise both.
Yeah.
Now this ranch, you said they were released on the King Ranch. This one actually butts up to the King Ranch.
Yes.
And it's all free range, so over time, I mean, they're just all over, kind of like that.
That's true.
Now, what's your guess for, because the ranch is what, 15 or 17,000 acres?
Yeah, 15,000.
15,000 acres. How many Nilgai do you think are on the ranch?
I think we, one time we had 600 bulls and about 1,200 cows.
Okay, okay. So they spread out at different times of year. Like I knew you were saying this is coming off a drought, so they're all kind of clustered into where.
Yeah, on this particular ranch. And what makes a free range ranch a little easier to recover from a drought is the fact that these guys are ranging from here, where we're at now, 70 miles north. Wow. Somewhere in Kennedy County, Williston County, there's going to be some rainfall. And that rainfall there, all the bulls that we can't feed are going to be migrating north.
Okay.
Once we get our rainfall that we will receive, then get our forage where it needs to be, then everything's going to come back on top of it.
So they will move that far though? They'll move 70 miles just back and forth? And the big thing here in Texas is rainfall, right? Because then it sprouts everything up. Exactly. So it's just wherever the rainfall is, they're moving. And what are they normally eating?
Well, they're 60% grazers and 40% browse.
Okay. So
just about any weeds.
Okay.
Over in the, what we call the hay pastures, there's some weeds over there that they're just grounding on, weesats trees. Also will nibble on the same thing that whitetail nibble on.
Okay.
So the stuff you see right in here. And
they're just interacting, the free range whitetail and everything just, I mean, they've been here long enough that everything doesn't mess with each other. They just.
No, they have a harem, and the satellite bulls are on the outside.
Okay.
So sometimes they have to keep the.
So I didn't know that. They do have a harem that they have of cows that they get. So it's kind of like an elk. They got a harem of cows that they try to do, and satellite bulls are on the outside, always challenging.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yep. The 5 of the fittest. Yep.
Now I got one last question. I see you're wearing snake boots. That's just because they're comfortable, right?
Well, most of the time.
I'm from Michigan. Listen, there are no poisonous snakes in Michigan. And all of a sudden I get out of the truck and I'm like, Listen, I don't like snakes. Perfect. I'm ready. Let's get after it.
Oh, that's a little one, Mark.
It's not a little one that could eat you.
Well,
is that a python then? Or what would that be?
That would probably be a blue indigo. Or it could be a rattlesnake.
Mark, go out there and pick it up.
Could be a rattlesnake too.
Ain't no part of that.
What?
Ain't no part of that.
It wasn't there, I think, when we came earlier. I didn't notice it.
Yeah, it looks pretty fresh.
Yeah, we
it's not broken up or anything.
We've been on this road quite a bit,
Maybe we should go find that snake, Mark.
You go snake hunting?
Yeah.
There you go.
So all this land next to us here was farmland when I first started. And once they quit farming it, it just turns into what you see way over there, which is basically weesats and mesquite, which is not really good for the whitetail or anything else. The Nilgai, we live with the weesats. So the U.S. Fish and Game had a project going on where they came in here and indulged all the weesats up in the mesquite, came back in here and planted little different native brush and actually put these little white tubes over it probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then they just recently just picked the tubes up. There's just not very many, I think, that made it. I think it was too dry the time that they did it. So.
And they were just trying to get it back to native.
Reclaim it.
Reclaim it,
Yeah. And they're doing another project, similar project up the road a little bit. And we can drive and look at that later. But
I gotta imagine that's all timing on when the rain comes after they plant
it.
it.
Has to be,
Something fell out.
Let's see.
Younger bugger. Looks like we got a pretty big Nilgai bull. He's in a group of a lot of cows. Wind's perfect. We're just trying to figure out how to stalk in. He's right on the line. The cows are out in the open. We know there are other cows mixed in here, so we're probably gonna have to tuck in here and just keep easing our way. He's probably about 300 yards away right now.
the only thing we're going to do, probably since they're falling into it, we're just going to back in here and gamble a little bit. We're just going to go, and I hope anything that's over there, we'll push it that way, not this way.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can go another 200 yards fairly fast.
Yep.
You want to jump back out and see if they scatter or if they're mingling.
Okay.
Then we'll go to the truck.
Yep. Set to go here this afternoon. We're going to head out in basically the same area we were this morning. The population of Nilgai is actually so high on here, and there's been a nasty drought for about the last 5 months. So Lendell was saying the carrying capacity actually can't handle as many Nilgais here right now, so fully capitalize on that.
head up. Now he's going down.
Looks like we got an awesome Nilgai down. Can't wait to go see him. He's got awesome coloring on his face. And to be that old, I wasn't expecting him to be 13. Thank you. Tough. Oh yeah, okay. He's way bigger body-wise than what I was expecting, though. I mean, just
Weight-wise?
way bigger body.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah, well, you know, probably 6 weeks ago, he would have been at least almost 100-something pounds heavier.
Really, right before the rut and then worn. That's pretty awesome here. Free-range Nilgai in South Texas. And I've wanted to hunt these for a while now. Finally got the chance to come down here, and they're way cooler than I was even expecting. The colors on them, bigger body, and wow, are they tough. In the area that they live in, it's just harsh. Look at the size of this head.